ball was out. 3 misses over the last 2 games for McManus. Here we go. Snap was low and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia as they win it 10-7.
And it's the day after.
Disappointing. It's frustrating. You feel like as an offense you're letting the defense down because they're doing such a great job. And, we just didn't find ways to score.
I have said this many times. You hold good football teams to 10 points, you should win the football game.
Let's react to the game and look ahead. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios. Here's Greg Matzik and Gary Ellerson.
Well, I'm pretty sure I said in this program a week ago, Gary, boy, you hold a team under 20 points, you're going to win a lot of football games if you're the Green Bay Packers. Well, lo and behold, combined point total in the Packers' losses this year, 39. I'm a radio person, not a math major, but that's a 13-point average in 3 losses here. Defense upholding its end of the bargain here, but the offense has really fallen on hard times. We need to figure out why. Welcome in. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday on a Tuesday here. Packers, of course, the Monday night football showdown against the Eagles, coming up just short, losing 10-7. I'm sure Eagles Sports Radio is having a field day with them, too, because the Eagles didn't play terribly well. Packers had their chances again, Gary, but once again fall short. And we're not blaming quality of opponent and, boy, what the heck happened here? How did this? No, the Packers had every opportunity once again to win this game. Familiar storylines keep popping up, and that it's the team's inability to execute when it matters most, and constant ability to stumble all over itself and wet the bed. The Packers beat themselves once again, and that is why they are 5-3-1. How do you diagnose what happened last night?
Well, I think you're right about that. It's their struggles the Packers are having, let's just be honest, specifically on the offensive side, is they're hurting themselves. They're beating themselves. And I think maybe a miscalculation of talent, so to speak, I think has hurt them as well. I just don't think their offensive line is good as everybody thought it was going to be. Of course, now the new news out there, Elton Jenkins is on IR. And so that's now Sean Ryan is going to be your center. But we can go just dive a little deeper into that. You had an all-pro left guard in Elton Jenkins, and you put him at center. And you brought in Aaron Banks from the San Francisco 49ers. And your right guard, maybe it's the rookie. No, he's not a rookie, but second-year player Jordan Morgan, who you spent a high draft pick in, but maybe it's Sean Ryan there. So that was a rotating. Zach Tom got hurt. Left tackle, Rasheed Walker was hurt early on, but maybe seemed to settle in. But your interior, your guard, center guard, left guard, right guard, center, not playing very good football. So you took an all-pro left guard, put him at center, and he's just really pedestrian at the center spot. Now he's out. Now it's going to have to be Sean Ryan. There were a lot of pressure in Jordan Love's face in that game, up the middle. And I think that's what their game plan was, the Eagles. And drop balls. You had a lot of drop balls, and that stalled drives. And, Greg, you also had every once in a while you've got the mishap with Jordan Love. Is it going to be a pick, or is it going to be a fumble, or what's some sort of unusual thing that's going to happen to him will happen to him? And I think those are some of the things that are hurting this offense right now, that they can clean up, they can get better, but they seem to be stumbling all over themselves with penalties, turnovers, lack of execution, not blocking the right guy, drop balls.
The Packers were in Eagles territory on 6 occasions last night. They came away with 7 points. So it was not for a lack of opportunity or the idea that they could move the ball, right? I mean, to get to the Eagles territory, you got to have a few things happen. You got to be able to move the ball at some point, right? Turnovers can help that. Maybe a decent return, not a strength of the Packers. They moved the ball enough. Still, the Eagles did a little bit what Carolina did. We're going to make you go the field, or we're going to make you do it in 10 or 11 plays, right? You want to get into the end zone, we're going to make you earn it. Nothing deep, nothing long. And the Packers really didn't have any chunk plays. One 22-yarder was called back due to a penalty, a legal formation penalty in the fourth quarter. More on that coming up a little later. But put it all into the hopper. If you're an offensive guru like Matt LaFleur claims to be, an offensive-minded head coach, you got to be able to work around it. Now, it does feel a little bit like the Spider-Man meme where it's like, the two Spider-Mans are pointing at each other like, no, it's your fault. Like, no, it's you. It's you. It's your fault. And it has to be collective when there are so many errors on repeat week in and week out, because this is not a one-game issue, no points into the fourth quarter. This is the past 4 games. The Packers have not scored more than 7 points in the first half. So that has to be a little bit talent, execution, bodies available, coaching, players' execution, love making a mistake, right? It can't just be one thing. But if I'm understanding you correctly, do you think the root cause of it all is an offensive line that has been in flux really since week 1?
Yeah, I think that's the root cause of it. They miscalculated the talent that they had there, and it's not working out for them. Josh Jacobs is having a rough time. I mean, he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage a lot and trying to get extra yards. That's why he hasn't really had any explosive plays, because the offensive line really can't get up to the second level. I mean, second level, I mean that, sometimes you want to double team with the guard and the center, or the center, and the guard and the tackle, and one of those guys work up to the second level and get the linebacker. They can never get to the second level, and that's why he's only getting 2 or 3 yards. So I will say he had a better game this game. They ran the ball much better, but still nothing explosive out of those carries that he had. I thought oftentimes than not that he was always dodging somebody in the backfield to get those yards.
He did well to get the yards he got. It's kind of what it felt like. Now, Jacobs had a couple of mistakes as well, which we'll detail, because I made a list. I made a nice list. It's going to take all of next segment to go through it.
Let's do it. I'm ready to hear it.
We'll do power ranking music to it. Not now, Chris, but next segment. I want you to
Not now, Chris.
I want you to power rank the list of agonizing and head-scratching plays that make you want to pull your hair out that we saw from last night's game. Because I guarantee, because a couple of plays are so much in focus that you forgot about some plays that happened early in the game. So we're going to power rank the nastiness that we saw last night. I do want to hear from Jordan Love here, because he is obviously the head of the offense, right? The offense goes as Jordan does, regardless of who else is on the field. Everybody looks at the $55 million man and says, dude, you got to start performing. And he did have some throws that were unbelievable last night. In traffic, finding a way to put it on somebody, wasn't always helped out by his receivers. Yes, they were shorthanded, no doubt. But this is a multi-week thing. Packers got off to a fast start in games against Detroit and Washington and even Dallas, and then haven't really found that level of success in the first half, especially in recent games. So what's the deal? Here's Jordan Love.
Yeah, we're just not. Yeah, we're not getting any consistency right now. We're not getting into a rhythm. We'll have a good play here, and then it kind of we'll have a negative play. Whether it's a lot of things. Whether it's a turnover, penalty, drop, sack. It's a lot of things. So it's just finding ways to keep the positive plays going and avoid these negative plays that we're getting. But I think we're just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot right now and getting in the funk of having some good plays and then not building off them properly and having a play that might hurt the drive and we can't overcome it.
That's Jordan Love, just sort of a broad perspective here, view of the offense. It kind of says a lot without saying a lot. He's talking about consistency and execution, right? That's sort of the baseline.
But that's
here.
what it is, right? And then now the reason why, right?
He's got people in his lap all day long, by the way. So for the third consecutive game against the Eagles, the Packers lost in the trenches. It's another thing that I had noted last night. Some different people there, but they were manhandled in the playoffs. They were beat in Week 1 in Brazil last season, and they were beat in the trenches here offensively, right? Defense had a nice day, no doubt about it. We'll dive into more of that. But you wonder where it comes back. What's the game, right? I mean, you can't do it against Carolina. You kind of struggle in the second half against Cincinnati. You hang on, barely end up beating Arizona here. Like, I can't look at any opponent, including the 2-8 New York Giants, who fired their head coach, and who knows who's going to start at quarterback, and say definitively, well, this is the get-right game for the Packers. It's got to be. But I can't point to the game definitively and say that.
No, you can't. And I think it's a dangerous game only because you don't know what the game plan is going to be for the Giants. You have no idea what offense they're going to run. You have no idea what defense they're going to do. So you would rather have Dayball as the coach. At least you have some stuff on film and know what they're going to do. The Packers are going to go to New York flying blind, so to speak, and to try to figure out how to attack this team and then how they're going to attack them defensively. And they're going to have to make adjustments on the go.
So what is the feeling in a locker room after a game like this, where one side clearly upholds its end of the bargain and one side clearly falls short? What's the mood like? How do you prevent the locker from getting fractured after back-to-back agonizing home field losses?
Well, of course, I aged myself, but, back in the early 80s, we had an offense that could score a lot of points, and we had a defense that couldn't stop anybody. And the offense just said to itself, we're going to score a lot of points. If we got to score 100, we got to score 100. And that's what ends up happening. And then the defense, if they come along, they come along. And because at some point it's got to be about the team. And so your deficiencies. And if the defense got to stop and got the ball back to us, we got to score. It can't be a 3 and out. This is a little bit opposite, where I'm sure the defense is probably telling themselves, we may have to score, right? We may have to get a score on the board. We got to do something extraordinary to help our team. I don't think if you got a good locker room and a close locker room, it doesn't splinter how you think there should be bickering going on. I think what you see, one side of the ball that's doing well normally digs a little bit deeper and saying, what else can I do to help the team?
I'm going to ask Jason Wilde this coming up at 6:30, but I have no reason to believe that this locker room is breaking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't set that. Again, I'm not in the locker room every day. It's just my sense of the situation. We'll ask Jason if he grabbed any sense of that. But listening to all the player interviews following the game, and nobody's happy about it. I guarantee that.
Correct.
But it was Jordan Love saying, "Look, we got to do our end." Josh Jacobs saying the same thing. We got to do better. Our defense balled out. Right. Micah Parsons saying the wins are going to come. We'll get it, right? So it's by and large a positive tone coming out of the Packers locker room, but there is a strong sense of frustration. There has to be. These were winnable games for the Packers. And what makes this loss against the Eagles more frustrating were losses to the Cleveland Browns and a tie to the Dallas Cowboys, right? You line up the schedule and say, well, the Packers are going to lose by 3 points to the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. You're probably thinking, beginning of the year, good game,
okay,
it happens.
With that. Yes.
It happens.
Yep.
But you marry it with a loss to the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers, and now you're scratching your head wondering what this team is really all about.
Right, and no one knows what their identity is right now offensively because they can't get anything going. Now, obviously, Tucker Kraft is a huge miss for them. You didn't have him yesterday. So you can throw in maybe there's an adjustment after Tucker Kraft on the roles of certain guys and how they want to do things. For me, I'm going to just give you another big part of how I think this offense should go. And I know this Matt LaFleur offense is an equal opportunity offense. And Greg, what I mean by that, they throw it to the open guy no matter who he is. If Sterling Sharp's your guy, he's got to get like 15 targets. If Devontae Adams is your guy, he's got to get like 15 targets, right? If Christian Watson is your guy, he's got to get 15 targets. I think they need to get into that mindset on with their receivers because they're having too many drop. And no shade against Bo Melton at all. But if Matt LaFleur is the biggest guru offensively that we think, I need for you to design a play to get your best receiver open. And if he's double coverage, then throw it in there anyway. I don't care because he's your best guy. That's why he's making the big bucks. He's not right now, but I'm assuming that he will. And I think that's where they need to start trending towards from a receiver standpoint is getting the ball to their best guy in critical situations, and they're not doing that.
I want to ask Jason Wilde more about the Matt LaFleur thing. It's a growing chorus of folks who are wondering if Matt LaFleur is going to finish this season as the Packers head coach or be back next season. What would it seriously take for his job to be called into question? We'll dive into that coming up a little later in the program. Coming up next, all right, you want to do a power ranking?
We can.
We're going to power rank the most agonizing plays. It's not going to be fun. I can promise you that. But we're going to make it entertaining because you're an entertaining guy.
That's what we do.
You're an entertaining guy.
That's what we do.
Power ranking the most agonizing, head-scratching plays. There are some on this list I guarantee you forgot about.
All right.
We'll go through it after this.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 11 to 32 ounce or 10 count selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.49. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 52 ounce selected varieties Florida's Natural Orange Juice, $3.99. 9.25 to 10.3 ounce selected varieties Healthy Choice Meals, 2 for $5.
God, I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
It doesn't get any headlines, just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Like saying.
Welcome back in. It's Frank and Gary with you. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday on a Tuesday from the beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. Usually settling in for Monday Night Football around this time, Gary, but no, that is not the case. I was settled in at home. Were you at the game? You were at the game last night.
Yeah, I'm at every game.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Entertaining, glad-handing, doing all the Gary things.
I have to work, yeah.
Yeah, long night, long drive back.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you thinking about on your drive home, by the way? Yeah, you got to do something to stay awake. Are you energized? Are you wired? You say, what in the world did I just watch?
Well, late games, I normally stay over because I can't make that drive back anymore like I used to. So I stay over overnight, and of course I did my post-game show last night with Homer and Tauscher and Jason Wilde. So we hashed everything out. A lot of people were upset last night.
Yeah, I get it.
And rightly so. And so you're charged up with that. I probably got to bed about 3 o'clock, 2:30 this morning.
Well, you can't tell, right? You're still bringing it today, which is what we need on this program.
And then you just get up and do it all over again.
Plow forward, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got a list here. Ready to power rank the worst plays of last night's game?
With you.
All right, so here's what's going to happen.
Never a dull moment.
I'm going to bring up the play. I want you to, I don't know if you want to officially rank these like 1 through 5, but maybe I'll give you the play and you can sort of tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 just how damaging the play was, right? 10 being most damaging, 1 being not so damaging.
You have 10 plays or 5 plays? What do you got?
I have 6.
You got 6?
And no, I don't. I have more than that. I have 7.
You got 7.
I probably have room for about 9.
I bet you do.
So let's just start with this, right?
Okay, fine.
We'll go in chronological order by height.
Easier said than done.
That makes any sense. Yes, indeed. All right, the list of agonizing / head-scratching moments from last night's 10-7 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Moment number 1. This is on drive number 1. I think this is a play you may have forgotten about. 2nd and 9 from the Philadelphia 39-yard line. So you are right there around field goal range. Sack, 11-yard loss, out of field goal range. Go nowhere with your 3rd down play. All of a sudden, you got a punt. So the first opportunity, first drive, you get into Philly's territory. You're at the 39-yard line. And on a 2nd and 9, you go backwards 11 yards. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 20.
You got to throw it away, Greg, first of all. And I thought there was a lot happened to him that way where he just didn't throw the ball away. He just stood in there, and then he gets sacked. No pressure's coming up the middle. So, I thought we were going to get points, at least the field goal. Didn't happen. You want to go through the list and then I rank them, or you want me to rank?
Well, you want me to go through the list and we can double back.
Because I may change.
I get it. Why don't we do that? We'll go through the list and then we can double back.
Let's double back.
Okay, good.
Because that may change.
We're going to do the double back, Larson. It's the double back. That's what they call it here.
Let's double back.
All right, number 2, drive number 2. 4th and 1 from the Green Bay 45. Approaching midfield. 4th and 1. All right, going for it. We're going to get this thing. Our own version of the tush push for quarterback sneak. No, wait a minute. Hang on. Overpaid offensive lineman Aaron Banks with a false start. Now you got a punt. Now it's 4th and 6. So instead of midfield first down, you got to punt it again.
You know what I love about this, what you did right here? Because there's a couple things, and it breaks down pretty much what we've been talking about, right? Jordan Love, throw the football away. Aaron Banks. You know the snap count. Penalty. Cost you points. Both of those things, that's 6 points if you were trying to kick a field goal. I'm assuming at some point we're going to get to field goal.
I got a list. Here,
I'm
Gary.
assuming at some point.
That 4th and 1 false start, that was infuriating. It absolutely infuriating.
Yes, absolutely.
A play that you may have forgotten about, but it certainly stands out to me. All right, here we go. Final 2 plays of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love, first of all, sacked. Elton Jenkins gets hurt. That ain't good. The next play, the final offensive play from scrimmage for the Packers, from the Eagles' 27-yard line. Again, you're in field goal range. At the very least, you're getting points.
Right.
You're going to go into this half tied. Nope. Not the case. Jordan Love fumble, and the Eagles take over. In fact, at that point, there was no scores. That was at the end of the first half. No points were scored in this game until later on.
I'm going to go ahead and rank that number 1.
That was bad for you?
Give me that. That's number 1. Jordan Love, you're a 3-year starter, bro. Take care of the football. What are we doing here? That's number 1 for me right there.
That is, it goes back to your moment. This was not a ball thrown in harm's way, though Jordan did have one of those later in the game.
Yeah.
But it was just a thing that happened that he was at the center of.
Yes.
Again.
Right.
Again.
Just fluky. Dude. Well, it wasn't really fluky because he tried to do something that he should have done. You're going to get 3 points here, maybe. But you never know if he doesn't attempt.
That is such a damaging sequence.
That would be my number 1.
That is so damaging. You go from right in the heart of Eagles territory.
Yes.
You're approaching the red zone for the first time of the game. Sack, you lose a little yard, you lose your Pro Bowl offensive lineman.
Right.
And then the next play, Jordan Love fumbles. Eagles take over, and they do nothing with it, kind of intentionally. In fact, there was a fourth down play. They just held it, and they just chucked it out of bounds.
Right.
That was just kind of how the half ended. But yes, a very damaging sequence. That happened in the first half. First drive of the second half. All right, we've had about 15, 20 minutes to think about it. And now it's time to atone for our mistakes. 4th and 9 from the Eagles 41. The Eagles 41, Gary, once again in Eagles territory, looking to score here. Incomplete to Bo Melton. Got to go to your defensive back here. Bo Melton playing receiver out of necessity. Ball's put on the money. That's an aggressive decision from Matt LaFleur, one I would have not done. 4th and 9, that's crazy. I know you're in no man's land, but it's also 4th and 9. But he put a ball right on the money.
You did.
To Bo Melton.
Right.
Punk, right off his shoulder pads. Incomplete, turnover on downs.
And once again, that's because you're down so many receivers. Now you got to rely on Bo Melton come in and make a play. This is where it goes back to me. Figure out who your number one guy is and get it to him. Certain players are better than others. That's just the way it is. We understand that players. We know that dude's better than this dude. Get him the ball. Figure it out, Matt LaFleur. Who's your best receiver? Live and die with that guy. And I think they failed to do that.
I'm going to challenge that.
Yeah,
Can I do that now? Can I challenge it now? Or you want to do it later?
No, challenge it now.
I'm going to challenge it now.
Yeah.
I get it. Jordan Love is programmed to throw to the open dude.
That's what the offense is.
That's how it works with quarterbacks who don't have number one receivers or true number ones. And I don't know if Jordan Love or the Packers even view Christian Watson as a true number one. But
they don't.
There was a moment later in the game, fourth quarter, where Love dialed up a deep ball.
Yeah.
And it was a double coverage deep ball. Now, I think Troy Aikman, even on the broadcast, said if Jordan Love gets that ball a little more toward the sidelines, Christian Watson's running down the field, he keeps angling toward the sidelines, he probably catches that ball. But if you watch the All-22, as Love is heaving back, ready to throw this thing 40 yards in the air, Dontavian Wicks is coming across the middle of the field on a dig route at about 20. And he's still running if he catches that ball.
Yeah.
So there was an instance, in my opinion, where I'm going to give my guy a shot. I mean, throw it up for Christian. He's going to come down to this thing, or it's going to be incomplete. Instead of allowing the play to develop and going to a different wide receiver in Dontavian Wicks, who had a pretty nice night, all things considered. Welcome back, Dontavian. But that was an instance where he did just lock onto an idea, and maybe he just had happy feet, versus allowing the play to breathe a little bit. So that's a challenge to your notion of, hey, you got your dude, go to your dude. Well, I think he tried, and he didn't let the other dude get open.
Well, there's not going to be to an exact science what I'm saying here, but just the football of it, get the ball to your best player, no matter what, if there's other dudes coming open. But the Bo Melton thing specifically is what I'm talking about. Get it. You had an opportunity. You know what that situation was. I want that particular play and that particular situation, Greg, go to my best player. If I got a first down, second down, I'm in the field, blah, 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 it don't matter. But game on the line type situations is what I'm saying. I got to have it play is what I'm saying. Now, all plays I got to have it, but that Bo Melton was a got to have it play. I want to go to my guy on the got to have it. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I get it. But yes, Bo Melton had the ball put right in his number.
Yeah.
At a bounce
I had
off.
a guy last night call the post-game show and said, Gary, reason why Bo Melton didn't catch the ball because it hit his mouthpiece and ricocheted off.
Got a shoulder pad.
Yeah, I don't even know.
think it was shoulder pad.
It infuriated me. I go, you waited for an hour and a half to tell me that.
Yeah, but, well, after doing that show for so many years, I got stories, my friend. Early in the fourth quarter, Love to Watson for 22 yards down to the 13. The Philadelphia 13 again.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door. Now you're in the red zone.
Yeah.
Biggest play of the night in terms of yards gained. Never mind, a legal formation penalty wipes away the gain, moves the ball back to the 40, and the Packers are forced to punt. It's a 3-0 game in the fourth quarter this time.
How you get in a legal formation?
Right, you make your offensive lineman eligible, which means you can't cover him up as a receiver. You got an experienced receiver standing there doing the covering up of said offensive lineman. And it had nothing to do with the play. Exactly. Had absolutely nothing. So is that coaching?
Yes.
Or is that just brain dead
All
receiver?
the above. All the above. All the above has to be drilled in. Even before that guy goes out there. So if you're in a let's say, an unbalanced type situation, offensive line, all those things has to be coached and gone over to like where it's second nature to these guys. These guys are making silly, stupid mistakes that are coachable. And it's not, for some reason, something is not getting home to them.
I got a couple more here, and then we'll break and bring in Jason Wilde.
Sure.
First play after the 2-minute warning. That time to think about what you want to do.
Oh, my God.
Matt LaFleur definitely knows the blitz is coming, right?
Yeah.
They are going to be after Jordan Love.
Right.
Jordan Love, they set up a perfect play. They set up a beautiful screen pass. And there was a little contact with the linebacker, but somehow Josh Jacobs, I don't know if it was dizziness, I don't know if it was vertigo. He turns toward the middle of the field on a screen pass that's designed to go to the flat. How does that happen?
So did you know that? Did they say it was designed to go to the flat? I don't know.
Just look at where the space is.
I thought it was a middle screen. I thought it was a middle screen in the middle, and it looks like to me, and you probably seen it.
Can you read that as a running back? Can you come out of the backfield and read where you're supposed to be? Can you see the space? Can you adjust? You have an option there. You can be a middle screen or it can be in the flat.
No. It's either middle screen or either a slip screen to the side. I mean, left or right. It's one of those three things. You're screening to the right. It's a middle screen in the middle, or middle screen to the left. It can't be either or. Maybe you deviate a little bit if there's a guy there, and I think there was a guy there. I thought, Greg, and I have to go back and look at it. You've probably seen it more than me, but I thought Jordan Love was rushed and didn't get the proper angle or the time for that screen to fully develop. That's what I thought. Now, I've only seen that play one time in real speed. So that's what I thought initially from when I first saw it. It was just rush. And screens, to me, are the most difficult plays to run because it takes a lot of timing on the line, the receiver, the quarterback, to set everything up, everybody gets to where they're supposed to be. So I could be wrong, but you can go back. I'm going to go back and look at that again.
There was another play where Jacobs came out of the backfield and ran right into his own receiver. They're running crossing, competing crossing routes.
That shouldn't happen.
So Love's got to be, he's got to bail out and throw it out of bounds at a critical time in the game, right?
Yes.
So
I saw that play too.
That was also
and once again, another of these things, you know, I don't know. You're supposed to be at 5 and he's supposed to be at 4. You're supposed to be at 10, he's supposed to be at 9. Everybody should know the proper depth that they should be at. These one of the small things that hurt you. That's not happening on this team offensively.
And finally, the 4th and 1 debacle, where the Packers rush to the line of scrimmage, go out of shotgun, number 1, which I absolutely hate. They're rushed. Philadelphia is literally calling the play that the Packers are going to run. And there's no beat there. There's no, all right, let's regroup. We got 2 timeouts.
Yes.
Let's use it. This yard is the most important yard out of our entire night.
Yes.
But no, Jordan wants to rush instead of call a timeout. He can easily call a timeout there. Yeah. Play call came in from Matt.
Yes.
That's on him too.
Yeah.
And then it was atrocious execution. Jacobs knew it was going nowhere.
Yep.
Whether you want to call it a fumble or a turnover on downs, the result is the same. It's going to the Eagles.
But
probably
Greg,
the most infuriating play of the evening.
Here's the thing. Now, those guys get paid too, I'm going to say that. And oftentimes it not, because that's why you have film study, right? That's why you go to film. A lot of times, teams call out other plays all the time. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Most times they're right because they study film. They know what you're going to do, right? That's not unheard of. So I hear a lot of people talking about their particular play. Oh, they called out your plays, and that's some kind of way is indicative to maybe Matt LaFleur not knowing what he's doing. If Greg, in that situation, if they're calling out the play, and I haven't heard it on TV. People say they heard it on TV. But if they're calling out the play, Greg, Jordan Love, you got to pop a timeout.
Call a timeout. It's really not that hard. You have to call a timeout there.
Come on, man.
He heard it himself.
Yes.
He heard it himself.
Pop a timeout.
So to me, combo platter. Bad play call. No need to rush.
Yeah, no need to rush.
4th and 1.
They know it's coming. Call the timeout. What are we doing here? Those things. And to me, that's just like a regular football play. Like the acumen, I'm using that word right?
Nice.
I'm not using that right. The acumen of just a football player. We don't have to rush. We need this. Let's pop it's Matt LaFleur. Let's pop a timeout right there. To me, that's on Love. I don't know if Matt LaFleur heard it, But if those guys heard it, that's on Jordan Love. You got to pop a timeout.
We are going to go through the rankings.
That may be one.
With Jason Wilde coming up here. I'm
flip-flopping my
side.
one.
We're going to do we'll let you stew on it a little bit here.
I'm stewing.
You
a little
are
bit
stewing
too much.
There. Calm yourself down a little bit.
I try to come in here in the right frame of mind right now. You're going to go all these doggone plays that I got to conjure up all over again.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice and calm. Matter of fact, I thought I was going to sleepwalking here today, but now you done woke me up.
Can't let you do that. No, there's too much in there. We got to get it out. That's what this show's all about. You got to get it all out.
I did this last night to 2 o'clock in the morning.
I fell asleep actually pretty quick. So this is good for healthy for me. It's good for me. I got to do this. We'll go through the rankings with Jason Wilde.
Fine.
After this.
Back with more on the green and gold after this on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
Another Sunday involving the New York Giants, involving another blown lead on the road by the New York Giants, and that equaled the New York Giants no longer having Brian Daboll as their head coach on Monday. Just watching that game in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't so much that Jackson Dart was running the ball, just a little bit too much. Keep it real. If you're in that situation and you don't have Malik Neighbors, a wide receiver, or Cam Scatterbo, a running back, your best bet is your best player, even though you know you're putting him in harm's way. I don't blame Brian Daboll for having that as a part of the game plan. But the minute that you had that lead and you lost that lead on the road again, like it wasn't too long ago when you had the same thing happen to you against the Denver Broncos, you just had that feeling he was not going to survive to be the head coach of the New York Giants on Tuesday. So what now if you're the New York Giants? Who should you go after to make sure that the coach and the quarterback are going to be in step and make sure that it's going to work when Jackson Dart has shown he has that kind of talent? In 60 seconds, this player is the Benjamin Button of the NFL.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
If you've ever seen the movie Benjamin Button, which is a great performance, one of the best performances in the history of Brad Pitt's movie career, you have to look at Matthew Stafford, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, and saying, I've seen that movie before. It seems as if this man at 37 years of age, with that back problem coming into the season, is aging backwards in a great way for the Los Angeles Rams. The last 3 games, he's thrown at least 4 touchdown passes and no interceptions, which has never been done before in the history of the National Football League. His last 6 games, 20 touchdowns, no interceptions. Never been done in the history of quarterback in the NFL. Not by Unitas, not by Elway, not by Brady, not by Mahomes, nobody. Hey, Matthew Stafford, whatever you have for breakfast each and every day, we want more of it because you have been all that and everything for the Rams. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
You're listening to Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the...
All right, we are back, and Gary is hot. He is white hot here. We have gone through all the plays, or many of the plays, that I thought to be most infuriating from last night's game. I want to bring in Jason Wilde because he is the arbiter of such things. He understands. He has been removed from this game for 24 hours. Gary's running a little hot today. Jason has analyzed the game tape. He has spoken to players and coaches. We will try and figure out not only the root cause of the Packers' offensive issues here, Gary, but also what was the tipping point in last night's game? The play among all plays that you thought was the worst of the worst. Jason, we're doing sort of a power ranking of the agonizing plays from last night's game. Do you have any clubhouse leader at all?
Yeah, it's the fourth and short where they don't call timeout, and then they run a play that the Eagles are shouting, inside zone to the side, or whatever it was. Whatever is second is a distant second. And there's some good ones, I mean, I appreciate Christian Watson taking a different approach than his dad and coming out and saying, the pass that he went to break up, thinking it was uncatchable, and then it hits him in the helmet. He responded to someone on Twitter who had asked if in retrospect he should have caught that, and he retweeted it and said yes. So I love that about the kid. He is clearly very different than his dad. There was obviously the boneheaded fumble by the quarterback, who should certainly know better. I know he's trying to avoid a sack, but can't turn the ball over there. So there were lots of them on the list, but easily the fourth down. I don't know why Matt LaFleur didn't call timeout. I don't know why they ran the same play that they'd run 3 other times in the game in similar situations. So lots to choose from. I'm a little surprised Gary, who's, such a calming influence normally, is this hot, though.
I think I did it to him.
Yeah.
I apologize for it.
You did. And it
That's
started
what friends are for.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this because I want to get you hot too, Jason, because it kind of started a little bit this morning. I thought you were a little hot this morning. I think I finally closed my eyes at about 2:30, but then I wake up this morning at about 6 o'clock, or maybe a little bit later than that, and I get on the socials, and I see on Twitter where someone says, yeah, well, you guys hang out with Matt LaFleur, this, that, and the other, and you never ask him any questions, this, that, and the other. And I saw your response to that, and it felt like you were a little hot that this certain person was trying to say that you guys, quote unquote, are in bed with the head coach and don't ask the tough questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe here like in Beverly Hills Cop. I'm not going to get hot about it again, but I will say. Look,
so he was hot. He was hot. Okay, good.
I would say this. I always think that it's about not about the questions. It's about getting answers. And
correct.
I do think I asked Matt LaFleur some pretty pointed questions, just as I did with Chris McIntosh last week, but I didn't think Chris McIntosh said anything revelatory, and I don't think Matt LaFleur did either. Look, their offensive line is the root of their problems from your conversation that you guys were having. They're not playing at a high enough level, and now Elton Jenkins, who was not playing great to begin with, certainly not as well as he played when he was a guard, now he's out. So that's a problem. But my issue with LaFleur and what I was trying to get at is, I don't want to hear the platitudes. And we heard it from Jordan too, like, oh, well, it's back to the drawing board. What the hell does that mean exactly? Like, what do you need to do differently? And they very rarely have. I think they just don't know. Like LaFleur,
they don't have an answer, Jason.
No, they don't. And
they don't have an answer.
LaFleur at one point, said, I think it was to Bill Huber, well, if I knew the answer, I would do something about it. That is the lamest response there is, because that is not to your point, that is not an answer. That is a response. And he doesn't have the answers right now. I think it starts with their offensive line. Yes. I don't think he's letting his quarterback let it rip. I brought that up from the 2023 season because that is something that's always stuck with me, the way that played out, where, you know, they went to Pittsburgh and he finally kind of took the training wheels off and gave Love some autonomy. I feel like he's kind of regressed that way, and he's trying to, you know, control him and joystick him, as I would always say about youth soccer coaches who would try to tell kids what to do constantly instead of letting them learn the game. So, look, I think it's important to remember they're 5-3-1. They obviously, their offense right now is in a funk. Buffalo's got problems. The Eagles had problems a couple weeks ago. This is a marathon, not a sprint. There are going to be ups and downs. They have 5 more games in the division. And they won the first one they played in the division in the opener against Detroit. So they have got all kinds of opportunity in front of them to get their act together and to do some really good things. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team without Tucker Kraft. I'm open to being proven wrong. But to me, the bottom line is this is not over. And the folks that are, you know, saying that LaFleur should be fired and this, that, and the next, I just can't get on board with that.
Real quick, Jason, I know you have to go here, but any sign of discontent here in the locker room among the different sides, right, where the defense is clearly upholding its end of the bargain here, but the offense is falling woefully short here, or at least has the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I actually thought one of the best things last night was something that Jordan Love said. And because it speaks directly to your point, and that is this idea of the defense having reason to be pissed off at the offense. And I thought Love's quote after the game was probably one of the best things I've heard from a player. And, you know, he's not always the most engaging or interesting. I know his wife, Veronica, gives him a hard time for, you know, being kind of boring. But I thought this line was the best. He said, as a defense, they definitely have every reason to look at us and say, what are you guys doing? You guys need to figure it out and help us out and put up some more points, because they're doing a great job. They have every right to say that, and the fact that Love is cognizant of that and articulated that, I thought that was great, because that's leadership. He's not a rah-rah guy, but I thought that was a really good instance of leadership, of acknowledging, hey, these guys are doing their job. We're not. We owe it to them to be better. I was really proud of him for saying that last night.
Looks at schedule. The Giants are 2-8. They fired their head coach, and who knows who's going to start a quarterback for them on Sunday. Short week of prep for the Packers, but hopefully a time to get right here on the road. Wildy, we appreciate your time. We'll check it again tomorrow, 9 to noon, ESPN Wisconsin. Check out Wildy and Tausch. Thank you, pal.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Yep, you do the same. Jason Wildy joins us each and every week here on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. All right, well, I've given you a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Jason has power ranked his worst play of the night. I think you may have fallen in line with that, but I am curious where you fall in the others. So we'll wrap up the hour going through the power rankings of the worst plays from last night's game. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, what will it take for Matt LaFleur's job to seriously be called into question?
Okay.
Not just people on X saying, fire LaFleur, fire the head. No. Real people on the inside who got to make the decision. Okay? Who will have an influence on the decision.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an influence on it. You don't have an influence on it. Nobody listening has an influence on it. People behind the closed doors in Green Bay do. What will it take for it to seriously be called into question?
Sure.
We'll get into it. Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday continues after this.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Are you looking for a way to make an impact this holiday season? Donate to Life Navigator Soap Suds Drive. It's simple. Your donation of body wash, hand soap, lotion, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay safe, happy, and healthy all year. Please consider donating this holiday season to the Life Navigators Soap Suds Drive. Learn more on how you can donate at lifenavigators.org. Life Navigators has been your disability partner for 75 years. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at espnwisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in on those you care about and to remind ourselves that we are not alone. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
We're back with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Inside zone this way! Inside zone this way!
It's Jacobs. Flag flies. Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out.
Did you hear Josh Jacobs on that? Inside zone this way. The Eagles defenders calling it out. Here, that's where the play is going to go.
Yeah.
4th and 1 play. Mm-hmm. Inside zone this way. Inside zone this way. Is it easy to hear on the field when players are screaming? If you're in the offensive backfield, can you easily hear?
Yeah, they knew it was coming. But like I say, Greg, that happens a lot. I mean, listen, and I'm going to age myself once again. First, Greg said everybody knew he was wearing the Packers suite. Got to stop it. Stop it. We ain't taking no time out. We running the Packers suite first, second, and third down. Stop it. But now, different time, different day, the Packers don't feel like that they have a play that they can hang their hats on. And even when I played, we didn't care if they were And what defense? This is a play that we're wanting because we feel good enough that we're going to get it.
Did you do a lot of 4th and 1 shotgun with Forrest Gray?
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, right.
But
right, because that's stupid.
If I'm going to give you another flip side to this, and this is what I think a couple things Jordan Love could have done. There's also some sound. The Green Bay Packers were playing a Cam Newton team in Carolina. And A.J. Hawk is screaming, "The play is coming over here."
Oh, no, that was Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews. The play is coming over here. And he was right. What did Cam do?
Aha, you watched film, right?
Okay.
Watch this.
Watch this.
Christian McCaffrey in a wheel route, touchdown.
Gave him another play. So I know all the outside people, and when I say this because I'm a former player, when y'all see this, y'all think, well, Matt LaFleur don't know what he's doing. He's in this particular set, and they know the play. Well, they all know the play. They do. That's why they scout. That's why they watch film today through Sunday to know all that. But out of that, then you got to be able to adjust. Jordan Love has to be able to adjust within that play, either a timeout or check to another play.
The time to be predictable is not on 4th and 1 with 2 minutes to go in the ball game and you're trailing.
It doesn't matter whether you're predictable or not. The play is there. Then get to another play or call a timeout. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you have your bread and butter plays that you feel good about that you're going to go to. I don't think the Packers are there yet. They're not there where they can say, you know what, I don't care what defense they give us. We're running this play. They're not there yet. They're not that polished yet of an offense where they feel like they can just go and overpower someone even though they know what the play is.
I thought the tush push would have been a great option there on 4th and 1. Just give it right back to Philadelphia. But no.
I
They
just
go
like
shotgun.
where it was sped up.
Come on.
It felt too quick. It just didn't feel good from the get-go, although and plus they knew the
It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster.
No doubt.
So for me, that is my number one. That is my, by far and away,
well,
Jason Wilde
that's
is
all
right.
three of ours number one.
It's number one, and then he's got the Grand Canyon, then you have the other plays here. But as you look back at the other plays that we discussed, I'll go through
my
the
Bo
list.
Melton would be my second one.
All right, so ball off the shoulder pads and Bo Melton.
And then my third one would be Jordan Love, the fumble.
Jordan Love, the fumble. Okay, that was the end of the first half. You're near the red zone.
Kidding me?
For me, number two is an illegal formation penalty wiping out a gain of 22 yards. In the fourth quarter, that would have put the Packers at a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line, and they need points. They need points. Instead, it's a penalty. They end up going back to the 40, and ultimately are turned away once again without points. So one of 6 trips inside Eagles territory.
Nothing.
6 trips. 1 touchdown. 1 score in 6 trips to Eagles territory. So to me, that's the number 2, right? Your biggest play from scrimmage, wiped away to a stupid penalty, foolish penalty. So there we go. There's our list here. That most agonizing, head-scratching plays, the stuff that you could not get out of your mind if you were going to sleep last night. Probably can't get it out of your mind yet tonight.
Are we going to talk about the kicking situation?
We can do that. For sure.
Where are we going? What are we doing? What are we doing there?
Only one kicker was active last night.
I understand. What are we doing here? Now, and I didn't see it. This is all what I heard. I'm going to go. I hadn't really been home yet, since like 2-3 days ago. But apparently, what I'm hearing is McManus did a little sit down or talk to Troy Aikman and says he's still hurt. Now, never shared information with Jason Wilde and them, nothing like that. If dude's still hurt, why is he out there? We got a dude that holds a record that's sitting on the bench. What are we doing? Those are kind of things that makes you like, what are we doing, Matt LaFleur? That's on you.
It's not the best use of a roster spot. It doesn't appear to be. But maybe they punt on McManus after this year. And they keep the dude who hit a 61-yarder. For that to happen, you can't let him lead to the practice squad. You got to keep him rostered.
Yes.
You got to keep him active.
Right.
So to me, it's number one, guarding against injury in case something pops up. But I'll be honest with you. That 64-yarder that he tried, that looked legit, that's probably good from 60 on a bad night, on a bad weather night in Green Bay. That kick was probably good from 60. Nobody talking about that. That was impressive. Can you stay with him long term? Do you need to get a little less expensive at the position? Well, now you got an option here. But if you let that dude Haversick get to the practice squad, well, he's likely to be gone.
Yeah,
he's not under control.
He's not going to last.
So it's got to be a combination of those two things: guarding against injury and the potential future at the position already on your roster.
Well, you're going to lose games if McMahon says he's not.
I don't hang that one on McManus, but I get it, right? It's now, if you want to put it in the hopper.
Was the last one blocked?
It was a disaster is what it was. A bad snap. It was not blocked, but it never had a chance. The first one I thought it might have had a chance.
Right, it was just short.
Just a little bit.
Short.
I think that kick was good from 60 on a 30-degree night in Green Bay. Like, that was impressive to me. That was impressive. So, but nonetheless, you put it in the stat machine, and he has missed 4 kicks in his last 3 games.
That's what the stat machine says.
It's also not good.
Yeah.
It's also not. Keep in mind, 2 are 59 or more.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on the other side, what will it take for Matt LaFleur's job to seriously be called into question? We'll dive into it after this.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The game is over.
It's Jacobs. Flag flies. Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out. 3 misses over the last 2 games for McManus. Here we go. Snap was low, and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia as they win it 10-7.
And it's the day after.
Disappointing. It's frustrating. You feel like as an offense you're letting the defense down because they're doing such a great job, and we just didn't find ways to score.
I've said this many times. You hold good football teams to 10 points, you should win the football game.
Let's react to the game and look ahead. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios. Here's Greg Matzik and Gary Ellerson.
Welcome back in hour number 2 of Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Greg and Gary with you from the beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. No football on tonight. Got a bunch of college basketball, some tennis, pretty much anything, right? If the game is on, you will see it here at Potawatomi Sportsbook. 2,000 square foot video wall. There is not a better place to watch sports in the state. They had a crowd last night, too.
Yeah.
They had a wonderful crowd last night.
Yeah.
Just waiting to erupt. Mm-hmm. Just waiting to get into the game. And it was agonizing to watch, but it was also agonizingly close, where you were on the edge of your seat all the way up until the end, because the Eagles did a couple strange things as well to sort of keep the Packers in it with a last-ditch opportunity. I don't know what they were doing on Philly's side, right? I feel like A comparable sports radio show in Philadelphia tonight says, well, they won the game, but geez, like, what was it? Take the win and get out of there. Nice job, but it didn't look quite right.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this, Greg, and I know Eagle fans, they're full of themselves, but I'm going to tell you this: the Packers lost the game, but those fans are just some crazy fans. But they felt like, the Packers are a pretty good football team, and they were lucky to get a win. And they didn't think that our defense was as good as it was. And I think that's what the takeaway was. They thought that Sirianni, although did make some questionable calls, though played it close to the vest, knowing that possessions weren't going to be huge in this particular game. They were happy that they got a win.
Packers were favored by 2.5 points here at Potawatomi Sports.
At home.
For what it's worth, at home. So, yeah.
And what does that really mean?
Neutral site game. Maybe Green Bay is still favored by a half point, or maybe it's a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a pick 'em, yeah.
And that's kind of what it boiled down to. That was sort of a toss-up game.
That's about what it was.
About a minute left to go. Yeah. All right, so I am not in the Matt LaFleur must-be-fired camp.
Okay.
However, when the idea of losing your job or coaching for your job gets brought up in the post-game press conference, it is a sign that things are not going very well for the team you cheer for, right? And we have reached that point of the season where it was brought up following the game last night. Another anemic performance for the offense. This stuff didn't happen, by the way, when the Packers' offense was humming and the defense couldn't stop anybody. No, this offense rolls through the head coach. Defense does not. Defense performed well. LaFleur's hands are not as much in the defense. Matt was asked about it last night.
Matt, I understand you guys are 5-3-1, still have a playoff spot right now, and you're going to say you're always coaching for your job, but you don't have a long-term extension. With the way things have gone this season, do you think you're coaching for your job?
I'm not. I'll leave that for everybody else to decide. I'll just focus on the day-to-day and trying to do. I feel like you're always coaching for everything in this league. That's just my mindset. It's always been that way. You can't ever exhale. You got to always be pushing, and that's just my mindset. So, and that will be my mindset until they tell me not to coach anymore.
So when could that realistically happen? Right? Remove all the social media chatter. Your eyes on the situation here, Gary. Areas where Matt LaFleur has shined, areas where he has fallen short. Has he cost the team wins with decisions that he made? You put it all into the hopper here. What will it take for Matt LaFleur's job to seriously be called into question? Not by social media chatter, but into question by folks who would ultimately make that decision.
Well, listen, they didn't make the Micah Parsons trade to not make the playoffs. They didn't make the Micah Parsons trade to not get into the Super Bowl. They thought, and this is just me, it felt like that trade was to push them into the Super Bowl. Not necessarily win it, but most certainly give them a closer shot to getting to the Super Bowl than they are right now. If it were in today, they would be the 7th seed. That's not what they were looking for. I don't think the Packers were looking for the 7th seed on the Micah Parsons trade. Now, I don't like, and I'm in the media, but I don't like the question asked, are you coaching for your job at this point in time? I thought that was a little off to me. That's just me. Everybody's got a job to do. Fine. That question got a lot of play by Matt. I didn't see any sense of even asking that question at this particular point because he phrased it, I know you're 5-3-1. Which means that you're still in the playoffs and that you're still in the hunt.
With 5 division games yet to play.
I just didn't feel, to me, that question was warranted, but it is everywhere. And that's what happens sometimes in our business. Sometimes you're the smartest guy in the room and you get all the attention that you want by asking that particular question. I just thought the question wasn't warranted. I don't even know what question that you asked me, but I had to go off on that a little bit because I just shook my head when that question was asked.
Okay, so whether you agree with Gary or disagree with Gary, the idea of it even
you're saying what? Okay, right? What does it take?
What does it take? If they don't make the playoffs, will Carmen Policy extend his contract?
If they don't make the playoffs, he's in trouble.
I think so too.
Plain simple.
I legitimately
Plain
believe
simple
that
he's in trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble, but the leash ain't long. He's got a short leash.
Carmen Policy is not Mark
different
Murphy.
dude.
It's not Mark Murphy.
Different dude.
Right? Mark Murphy made the hire for Matt LaFleur.
Yep.
I thought it was a strong hire.
Yep.
It's proven to be a fairly strong hire. I think
Different
overall,
dude.
been winning a lot of games overall. But again, get over the hump. Can you get over the hump with the talent that you have? And at this point, no, they have not been able to get over the hump. But now Mark Murphy is gone.
But now as we go back and look at it, Greg, that offensive line ain't going anywhere. Whose fault is that? Assembling the talent of the offensive line.
I think the
receivers dropping passes left and right. Whose fault is that for assembling the receiver talent? Who's the talent dude? Because everybody had made this out to be that the Packers are the most talented team in the NFL. Well, they're not. They're not. They make a lot of mistakes, which is coaching. They got to get cleaned up. But the notion that this is the most talented team in the NFL is not true.
It seems to be sort of a three-horse race for biggest GOAT in Packerland. And I'm not talking about greatest of all time GOAT either. It's Goody, it's LaFleur, or it's Jordan Love. It's it.
But no one's talking about Goody though. Everybody's saying his team is talented. That's all we're hearing. If you go Four Letter Network, listen to them jokers, everywhere else outside of here, of our show, because we see it every day, this is not the most talented team in the NFL. It's not.
No, I don't think so either. Goody in free agency 2 years ago hit a home run with Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney.
Sure.
Goody pulled off arguably the biggest trade in franchise history with Micah Parsons.
Yes.
He also whiffed on Nate Hobbs and appears to have whiffed on Aaron Banks.
Aaron Banks, absolutely.
That's a lot of money.
2 big whiffs, though.
So now he's batting about 500 in free agency, right?
Yep.
And he landed the biggest fish available in Micah Parsons. He got that deal done with, I'm sure, encouragement from Carmen Policy. There's a lot, I think, that Goody and Matt LaFleur have done to position this team for us to have these conversations of being frustrated at 5-3-1, and you go from being a potential 1 seed, beating the Eagles on your home field, to now looking at a number 7 seed. Like those 3 points, and I get it, games against the Browns and the Panthers are also part of the equation.
Yeah, they are.
But those 3 points are currently what is separating the Packers from being the number 1 seed in the NFC versus the number 7 seed.
Right.
Right. So something had to happen along the way for us to have an impassioned discussion about it.
Well, no.
That means enough good things had to happen for this team to be where it's at.
I think Matt LaFleur, for a minute, has been in the eye of the storm for a lot of fans. They didn't like him from the get-go. They didn't like from the very jump that Mark Murphy said, I made the hire. They didn't like that. And so since that day one, it's been sort of and then it was all about, well, it's Aaron Rodgers doing everything. He's the one doing, so he never really got the credit.
Until things went wrong.
Right.
And then it was Matt LaFleur's problem.
It was Matt LaFleur's problem. Remember that? And so for some strange reason, Matt LaFleur, to me, never got the credit that he deserves. There's always been some underlying there to move him out or not to give him credit for what he's actually done. That's why I brought up today, because no one's talking about it. Everybody's talking about fire Matt LaFleur, but let's look at the roster before we do all that and tell me, because y'all think it is the best roster in the NFL. Let's look at the roster and be real about it. Is it the best roster in the NFL? Where does this roster rank? I mean, if you put this roster against the Lions,
not better. It's not better. It's not better than the Lions. The Lions are a better team.
Exactly.
Lions were a better team on week 1. Packers got them at the right time and played very well.
Yes.
They played very well.
Yes.
The Lions are a better team.
Yeah. And so they're a better roster. And so, but we don't take any of that into when we're talking about Matt LaFleur, in my opinion.
Here's my crystal ball. My crystal ball view is this.
You looking at my head or your head? Oh,
reflection on yours, kind of blinding me, and
fine.
vice versa.
Fine.
If the Packers don't reach the postseason, Matt LaFleur won't be fired. His contract will be left to expire, and there will not be a new contract.
It'd be a lame duck coach, and that's a tough place to be in.
Call it a firing if you want.
Yeah.
His contract will expire, and he will not be back as the head coach.
That's a tough spot to be
But
in.
Brian Gutekunst will be back as general manager.
He ain't going nowhere.
There is no doubt in my mind that Goody survives a non-playoff year, but I don't think Matt LaFleur does.
Or they just redo the whole offensive staff, because I've seen them do that before. Move a couple coaches around. And those guys, in which I hate talk about firing because folks don't know. I mean, there's families involved in this too. There's kids involved, and it just, to me, it's just deeper than what we see. And all folks want to do is fire people all the time, but it's more than just that. And I guess I get caught up in more than the human aspect of how this affects a lot of people, more than just the head coach.
Do you agree with my assumption?
Yes.
I think it's hard. I think it'd be very difficult for Matt LaFleur to survive a non-playoff year.
Yes, he's got to make it the playoffs. If he doesn't make the playoffs, he's in trouble.
Well, right now, if the season ended, the Packers would be in the playoffs.
And Greg, and I tell you this too, and it's injuries. I know that's in there too, but it's also. But if you go to Philadelphia, or if you
San
go to
Francisco,
Detroit,
I mean, it isn't all.
if you go anywhere in the first round, get blown out, it's subject to change.
Okay,
it's going how it looks.
Well, we will reevaluate as warranted,
and we will be here.
You need a win, though. I was there the day that Mike McCarthy got fired against a team playing the Arizona Cardinals. It's kind of a rocky stretch. And I remember riding the elevator up with a Packers staff person who I will not name.
Thank you.
And I said to this person, well, I need a win today, right? Just sort of benign conversation. And this Packers staff person looked at me dead in the eye and said, you don't even know. Okay, what does that mean? I thought it was just like, well, yeah, they're really feeling it here too.
Yeah.
No, that person knew very well if the Packers lost that game against Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals, that would be it. That would be the end of Mike McCarthy as head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And as that game was coming to an end, I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to have to go onto the Packers radio network and listen to everybody say this is the end for Mike McCarthy. And I did, right? We did a 2 hour.
It got bad with
2 hour
Mike,
show.
Yeah,
it did in a number of different ways.
And what got bad with Mike for me is the players.
It got sour.
And the main player.
It got sour.
And it bled down into the team. You had to. I didn't agree with letting Mike go because I thought he did so much for the organization during the season, and I understand why they did. They want to get a head start. Blah blah blah. I thought Mike deserved to be there to the end of the year, but the locker room had got bad. The players, all that was bad, and so that's why there was. In this case with Matt LaFleur, at this point in juncture right now, there is nothing going on inside that locker room where players don't like Matt LaFleur.
I signed off the Packers Radio Network postgame show that night at 5:59 and 50 seconds. And at 6 o'clock on the dot, the press release was in my inbox saying Mike McCarthy had been fired.
Well, yeah, of course.
They waited for the second that postgame show ended.
Was that on a Friday?
No, that was a Sunday. That was right after the game.
Okay, it was on a Sunday. Okay.
So I did the postgame show.
Oh, yeah, that was on a
show
Sunday.
Ended.
Yes.
This is the Packers Radio Network, and within seconds, I had the email in my inbox. And I couldn't go back on the radio network. But I did drive home and hopped on the air until about 2 in the morning that particular night. Wow. Now, crazy time. We're not there yet.
No.
By any means. Aren't even close to that. Was a sub-500 team, and things were going sour. I don't feel like the clubhouse or locker room is sour at all, and it's still an above 500 team. But you've had a couple of head-scratching losses along with another anemic performance from the offense. So now it's in the discussion whether you think it should be or not. Coming up on the other side, bright spot from last night's game. You can certainly point to one side of the ball. We will break down the defensive performance after this. Potawatomi Sportsbook, Football Monday with Greg and Gary.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Losing to the Dolphins is a fireable offense. The interesting thing about it, coming off of the trade deadline, the fact that the Buffalo Bills stood pat, that tells us that the general manager, Brandon Beane, thinks that this roster is good enough for this team to compete for a title. And the fact that you fell so far short of the mark after having the highest of highs this season and beating the Kansas City Chiefs is an indictment on the head coach. Sure, it's an indictment on the players that are involved, and the guys between the white lines are the ones that are ultimately got to get it done. But if you're Sean McDermott, the fact that your team not only lost to the Miami Dolphins, but got boat raced by a team that is essentially given up, a team that fired their general manager, a team that has a head coach and the quarterback on the hot seat, the fact that you got embarrassed by them, the fact that this game wasn't competitive, that's a referendum on you, sir.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you're looking to spruce up your holiday party this season, there's no place to look other than X-Golf inside American Family Field. It's a unique space unlike any other that's great for golfers and non-golfers alike, featuring great views of the ballpark while you get to play golf, plus a full menu, full bar, and catering options are available. They can host parties from 12 up to 200 people, so don't wait. Head over to the website, find out more information about a great holiday space at xgolfamfamfield.com.
Game days are here, and your car needs to look as ready as you do. Before you hit the stadium, surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash, the ultimate pre-game stop to roll in clean and confident. Our state-of-the-art tunnels treat, clean, protect, and dry every car to perfection. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we are wherever you need us. Sign up online, and your first wash is absolutely free. That's a $25 value on the house. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
You're listening to Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said before, it's disappointing. It's frustrating. You feel like as an offense you're letting the defense down because they're doing such a great job. Obviously, that's a really good offense over there. And they stopped them for the majority of the game. And, we just didn't find ways to score. And it's just not good enough. So it's definitely frustrating. But, we'll find ways to overcome this and to be better for sure.
This season, the Packers are allowing 19.6 points per game. Not many teams allowing fewer than 20 points per game. The Texans, Rams, Broncos, Chiefs, Seahawks, Patriots, and Packers are on that list. And you're talking about a team that is also top 5 in terms of yards allowed. Packers are doing the job on defense. Doesn't always look perfect, right? You had the game against Dallas, but the fact that this team is still allowing fewer than 20 points a game, and they've given up 40 in a game, is overall pretty impressive. The Dallas game, it truly does feel like a bit of an outlier. Certainly been some moments here where they couldn't get off the field against Carolina, couldn't stop the run, but I look at points more than anything. And the Packers are doing a pretty good job on defense keeping points off the board.
I got a question for you, since you're talking about defense.
Yes,
I want to get your thought. What's your thoughts on Michael Parsons? I'm seeing a lot of stuff out here that Michael Parsons may not be worth the draft picks that they gave him. Where has he been for the last 2 games? No one's seen him. What's your thoughts on Michael Parsons and what he's done in the last couple of games?
I think he's worth every penny to that defense in every which way. Every which way. Performance, attitude, expectations, leadership, a dude who's at the top of every scouting report, a dude who everybody has to find when they're on offense, they're looking for number 1. I think he's worth every penny.
So when you see that the stats don't match what you're saying,
yes.
what do you say to those people?
How many pressures did he have last night?
Yeah,
7?
Yeah. But we don't pay him to get pressures.
They couldn't.
We don't pay him to get pressures.
They couldn't get home to knock Jalen Hurts down.
Yeah. We don't pay him for pressures.
Influencing decisions, quick decisions.
We don't pay him to influence decisions.
It's all part of it.
I'm being...
Right, that's what people are barking at you about, right?
Yeah.
It's all part of the package.
Yeah.
You got a full package in Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
You have the real deal, complete package.
Yeah.
He's worth every penny to that defense.
Greg and I agree, so you folks need to pipe down. Just settle down. He raises the bar of everybody in that locker room, not necessarily just on defense, but also on offense too. And you saw that right away, and it's still there. When they went and sat down in his locker after the game, and he says, we're right there. We're just right there. We're gonna get it. It's gonna happen. That's what he means to that team, that team as a whole. It's not, and I know y'all want him to get more sacks, this, that, and the other. You want to see more of this. The reason why this team is not giving up very many points is because of Michael Parsons. You can't have it both ways, so to speak. There,
Keyshawn Nixon is among the leaders in the NFL in passes defended. Do you think he is at or near the top of the leaderboard if Michael Parsons isn't on this team?
No, because they got to get away a tick or two faster. That's why. That's why
he raises the caliber of other players.
Well, not even that. He makes it hard. Because now you know this dude coming. You got to get rid of the ball. He doesn't have 5 seconds to throw it. It's easier to cover a dude when it's only 2 or 3 seconds. That's because of Michael Parsons.
I feel like you've been taking some heat on your Micah Parsons take.
No, I have not. I just been seeing it.
He is the last guy you should be pointing the finger.
Yeah, I have not. I just been seeing it all over the socials.
Yeah, no, you can flush that.
People make me mad sometimes. I do. They just get on my last nerve. Last. And there's people in our industry that get on my last nerve.
Let me ask you this about the Packers secondary. So Nate Hobbs was unavailable for the game due to injury, and who knows how much he would have played anyway, as it's just not been a good year for Nate Hobbs. And it really started in training camp when he was popping his own players, had a knee injury that's kind of been hit and miss, and he's not been terribly effective when on the field. So essentially, benched for Carrington Valentine. I don't know what it is about Carrington Valentine that I really like, but every time I watch him play, I come away with something that I appreciate about him. And it doesn't mean he's going to be a Pro Bowler. It doesn't mean he'll be a 10-year starter. And it doesn't mean he's perfect by any stretch. But the dude competes. He's in it. He's engaged and interested. And I know that doesn't always sound like the biggest compliment, but if you're talking about foundation-level skills, just like, does he have kind of the it factor? Yes, he wants to compete. He wants to be in your face. He wants to jam you. He wants to destroy you. He wants to shut you down. He may not be able to do it every time, but he is there to compete. And I think Keyshawn Nixon is as well. He's kind of made himself into this legitimate starting corner. If you want to call him a number 1 or a number 2, I don't care. But he is a legitimate starting corner in the NFL. And I didn't think he was going into this season. But Carrington Valentine, I am just more interested in watching him play than I am Nate Hobbs. He's just sort of around where he needs to be. And again, it's not always perfect, but the dude is in it.
I mean, I think he's played well. And once again, I think a lot of credit to Michael Parsons. It makes it easier on the back end for a lot of those guys. So you got to give him credit. I mean, I think he really had one bad play. That was the Saquon Barkley, little okie doke out there.
Well, let me tell you this.
That's going to happen to
a lot of people are going to fall on the ground when Saquon's coming in.
That's going to happen to a lot of people. So you shouldn't really feel bad about it. I thought if you're trying to compare him to Nate Hobbs, they thought Nate Hobbs could play on the outside, and that hadn't happened. He is a slot guy, and that's where he should stay. But you can't play there because Bullard is a high draft pick, so he's going to get the nod over there. So they were hoping that Hobbs could play outside, and he can't. So now you had to try to go and find another guy, which is he's been on your roster. Valentine's been on your roster, so it's not like you had to go get him somewhere, but you gave him some more playing time, which is warranted. And he's played well.
I like watching him play.
Yeah, he's played well.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, no.
But he's competing.
He's played well.
He's fighting hard, and I do like the Packers' safety group. I thought the safeties overall played pretty well.
But their 4 safeties, 3 safeties are really good.
Even on the touchdown to Devontae Smith, Evan Williams right there, able to make a play. He's right at the ball.
Yeah.
And Smith goes up and gets one on a good throw, good individual play.
Right.
But it wasn't like Williams was toasted.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude just made a better play around him.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he put it all into the hopper, and it's ultimately a loss here for the Packers. But you look at the way that game shaped up. Philadelphia had struggled on third down throughout the season. They had a pretty good day on third down last night.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things you can pick apart. But again, I look at the points here. 10 points allowed, and really 2 plays that you can really remember. Right? You remember the Saquon down the sideline, and the very next play was in the end zone. Those are the most memorable plays from a team that had a number of memorable plays against the Packers last year. Yeah, 2 catches, 13 yards.
Yeah, that's it.
Been a weird story for him all season long, but that was it. That was all for Philadelphia.
That was it.
So I get it. They got their own things that they're dealing with in Philadelphia on that offense. It's been kind of a strange year for them.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't looked quite as dominant as it did at times a year ago. But I also think they ran into a good defense.
They did.
A legitimately strong defense.
And if we're starting to hand out flowers, you got to start with the defense, obviously. They played really well. Regardless of what most people think about Michael Parsons, starts with him. That's why the defense is as good as it is right now. And Jeff Hafley may not be getting the respect or the credit that he deserves because there's so much other stuff going on. We're not even talking about Jeff Hafley. He's done well, even without Lucas Van Ness. I mean, Van Ness is first-round pick that you're not really getting anything from right now. Do we know what's wrong with him?
It's an injury that he's working through, and kind of questionable on the injury report. And we'll see here. It might be a couple more weeks on him. Matthew Golden, of course, out of yesterday's game. That hurt the receiving core. They were having to play Bo Melton.
Romeo Dobbs went down.
Yeah, kind of a weird chest injury. I didn't really see how he did it, but I saw him holding his chest. The replay was inconclusive to me on how it exactly happened. Coming up next, we'll go through the most agonizing plays of the no, I already did that. I won't do that to you again. I can promise you. I saw your eyes light up. You were very irritated with me there. No, coming up on the other side, a little buy or sell as it pertains to this Packers team. We'll also look ahead to the Giants. Talk about a week here. My goodness. Jackson Dart goes out with injury, concussion. They cough up a double-digit fourth-quarter lead to the Bears. Brian Daboll gets fired. You're going to have an interim head coach, and you might have Russell Wilson as your starting quarterback for a team that has lost 4 straight.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a disaster?
Yeah.
That's a disaster.
Yeah.
The Packers are 5-3-1. We're scratching our heads. That's a disaster in New York. More after this. Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on the Packers, on the Bucks, and whether it's football, basketball, or both, Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher here with ESPN Wisconsin, and I've been playing Prize Picks, and it is as fun and simple as it gets. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you can turn your takes into cash. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, get them right, and you can cash in. And now Prize Picks has stacks. Pick the player up to 3 times in one lineup. You want more on Giannis's threes, assists, rebounds? Stack them all only on Prize Picks. Plus, you can follow other players and copy their lineups in one click in the new Feed tab. And with injury reboots, if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, it won't count as a loss. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, and MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're back with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN. The market is open, and the hot takes are trading fast. From bold predictions to brutal realities, it's time to put the takes on the table. Are you buying or are you selling? It's time to buy or sell.
All right, Gary, you know how the game is played
Yeah,
here.
I do.
I tee up with a question here. You tell me if you're buying or selling
Sure, buddy.
what I'm serving up for you, okay?
Yeah, serve it up.
All right, well, quite simple. We start with this. The Packers are 5-3-1.
Yes.
Are you buying or selling? The Packers will reach the postseason.
I am buying the Packers will reach the postseason, Greg. As of right now, they're the 7th seed. I think they go and get this game against the Giants. I think that may be the elixir that they need to go on a winning streak.
All right, so you're pretty confident, right, that this has been kind of a rough stretch, but that they can bounce out of it.
Yeah, they can bounce out.
Do you want me to run through their schedule the rest of the way? Does that do anything for you?
Well, it's not going to look good because you're going to now want me to do wins and losses. I'm not doing that.
Okay, fair enough. It's more of your overall feel.
No, I know how you do. I've done shows with you long enough now to know. Okay, fine. Let's go with the overall feel.
Packers are losing to the Broncos. I can tell you that much. They are losing to the Broncos. They are just not equipped to beat that team.
Where's that game being played?
That looks like a Packers loss to me. That is in Denver, December 14th, 3:25. They're losing that game.
Let's start with the Giants.
Well,
go ahead.
Okay, so the Giants are a classic dumpster fire.
Okay, who do they play after that?
You can't beat the Giants. You got some issues.
Yeah.
Now I do remember in the year the Packers were making a run at being an undefeated team.
Yes.
They went into Kansas City, and Kyle Orton stepped in at quarterback before Patrick Mahomes.
That's the Chicago Bears' Kyle Orton.
Head coach was fired. They went to Romeo Crennel, I think, as the interim head coach. Kyle Orton stepped in, had a day against the Packers, who lost, and they ultimately finished a one-loss season. But what in the world? How'd they lose that game? It can happen.
It happens.
Just ask the Bills.
Yeah, it happens.
Did the Bills expected to get steamrolled by Miami?
With the Giants, if you look at them, they will have a whole new offense and a whole new defense. What are you watching on film, Matt LaFleur? No one knows.
It's a very interesting point. And now you might be saying to yourself, well, you got the rookie and Jackson Dart, or the wily veteran and the mobile Russell Wilson.
Wiley.
No, it goes the other way. Jackson Dart is actually the mobile one. Russell Wilson he's just washed.
He's done.
He's done. He is so totally done.
Dude, you got a beautiful wife,
Hang
kids. Just go.
Been a nice
Get
career.
all the money. She's got money. What are we doing?
I'm going to ask you, before we go through the rest of the schedule, I'm going to ask you about number 2 on my buyer.
What you got?
All right, so you were buying the Packers will be a playoff team.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Packers are currently 1-0 against NFC North Division opponents.
Okay.
Are you buying or selling? They will finish the year against North Division opponents above 500.
Buying, Greg. Buying.
So you're at the 4-2, 5-1, or 6-0 against division opponents.
Well, let's say they split.
Well, then the 3-3.
Okay, I'm close. Still buying. They probably can beat the Vikings twice. They got them coming up twice, right? They got the Bears twice, right? And then they have the Lions just one more time.
If the Packers can go 4-2 against the division on the season, I think they'll be in the postseason. I think they'll be a playoff team. If they're 3-3 now, you're getting a little bit.
See, I'm afraid they could split with Detroit and split with the Bears. Bears are lucky. Did you see the Bears play?
Oh, yeah.
They
I get
lucky.
it.
They give up a ton of points.
They got the Giants coach fired.
But they lucky. They're so lucky. That's how I think it really shakes out.
So you're buying the Packers will be a postseason
I'm going to buy it, Greg.
And you're buying that they will be above 500.
I'm going to buy it.
In the division.
Let me have it.
They have 5 more games left against division opponents.
Okay.
And they have 3 in a row. So after the Giants, at home against Minnesota, at Detroit on Thanksgiving, home against Chicago. Little extended break going into that game, not to be lost. Then it's at Denver, at Chicago, home against Baltimore, at Minnesota to finish up the season in early January.
Yeah.
So division heavy, and to be honest with you,
that's the way NFL wants it.
I like that.
They want it coming down.
I like that.
That's the NFL.
They will always finish the year against the division
they're
opponent.
king.
Every year, right?
NFL's king. That's what they want.
Every year. So I do like it how it shapes up. And every year is different in terms of the concentration of those games. But it is backloaded here. Second half of the season with division contests.
Yeah.
So I like that. All right. Are you buying or selling the Packers can win a playoff game given the state of the roster and understanding that they will not have Tucker Kraft, may not have Elton Jenkins, although that's to be determined?
Greg, I'm selling that. It's going to be on the road somewhere. Don't like their chances.
Unless they win the division.
Yeah, if they win the division, but I'm selling it. I think it's a first round loss. I just don't think they have enough if they go on the road to get it done.
Are you buying or selling the notion that Jeff Hafley will be interviewing for head coaching opportunities after this season?
That's a good question. He's not there yet selling. I mean, there's not enough body of work, is there? Is there? What do you do at Boston College? He was with the 49ers, I think, before there with all them other guys.
He's a head coach. He's a head coach, a different animal, I'm sure, in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm selling it.
All right, so let's really twist this up a little bit.
Twist it.
Let's say the Packers do not reach the playoffs.
Okay, no.
You and I agree.
No.
You and I agree that
that's not happening.
Matt LaFleur's job is vulnerable if they don't reach the postseason. He is operating without a contract extension right now, right? The Carbon policy shows not to extend Matt LaFleur or Brian Gutekunst prior to the start of the year. Does Jeff Hafley interview for the Packers head coaching opportunity in that scenario?
No.
You don't think he even interviews? They wouldn't give him the courtesy of interviewing?
Okay, fine. Give him an interview, but he's not the head coach. Not going to happen. They need an offensive guy to go with Jordan Love because they're going to have to figure him out because he's going to be brain damaged after LaFleur leaves here. They're going to need someone to get in his head and to figure out if he's the guy or not. Right now, we still don't know if Jordan Love isn't the guy. Greg, and I challenge you, or anybody out there, pull up Aaron Rodgers' stats and pull up Jordan Love's stats and see how close they really are. Now, everybody says that Jordan Love is playing really bad, this, that, and the other. But I think the stats prove it differently. If everybody a number of guys. And, of course, we're here at Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
It's all about the numbers.
And it's all about the numbers here. I love, you know what I just got? I just got a pointing finger, which means I did something right.
Okay, good. Well, you did a lot right here. You did well.
Yeah.
I want to preview the Giants coming up on the other side.
Let's do that.
Look ahead to this team and where it's all gone south for them, how they got to this point of firing their coach mid-season. We'll do it after this. Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday rolls on.
Back with more on the green and gold after this on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. On this show, it's always football season.
There was a lot of guys that were injured on that season, but none of them were Jordy, Aaron, Charles. You still had your main guys that you needed that could go out and execute.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Tucker Kraft, that is a big blow to what this offense is.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Welcome to Jackpot Land. This fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, you can get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and zero interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Is mud calling a timeout on your ride? A Tsunami Express car wash membership is your winning play. Get unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums every visit, all for less than $1 a day. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including the newest spot in New Berlin, keeping your car in prime time condition is a total touchdown. Whether you're tailgating, heading to the stadium, or just cruising around town, make sure you roll up looking like a champ. Become a member today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Dwayne Wade's number 3 retired in 2007, 4 years after he played. Number 24 retired George Thompson said it before every Wade game. I wonder what he's going to do today. D-Wade, Microwade, Tidal Wade, never disappointed, which is why Thompson said to him after Wade's triple-double against Kentucky took Marquette to the Final Four, Dwayne, you're the best to ever play at Marquette for what you've done and what you will do. Number 3 will never be worn again. For your little ones and your biggest joys, for your forever true and your fur kids too. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call John Saganiak Jr. John Saganiak Jr., Saganiak Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiak Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Catholic Memorial football lives here.
Straight up the middle with a first down and more.
The Crusaders are marching to Madison.
Into the end zone.
And the next step is Friday night. Catholic Memorial takes on unbeaten Grafton Friday night with a berth in the Division III state championship game on the line. Brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Kickoff Friday at 7 on 94.5 ESPN. And don't miss the live video stream on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN. When the story isn't in Green Bay, you gotta go straight to the source. Each week, we check in with the people on the inside. This is Not My Beat.
Well, there's only one sports book you can call the best in the Midwest. It's right where we are. Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're here every Monday or Tuesday with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, even when it's on a Tuesday. Every game's going to be on. Hey, want to think ahead to soccer in the summer? How about this? Get to Potawatomi early. If you want to hang out on the weekend, get your organization set up here at Potawatomi Sportsbook and join us here for Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Bet above the rest at Potawatomi. Greg and Gary wrapping up a Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday with you here, previewing the Packers matchup against the Giants.
Is that what we're doing? Real quick,
Sunday at
before
noon,
we preview it, and if you tell me something, 2 minutes or less. How you feel about the Bears?
Well, they're doing what the Packers aren't, and that's sort of finding a way to win.
Yeah.
So credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Now, if I were to hop on Waddle and Sylvie right now and they asked me to diagnose I think the Bears are all about,
yes.
I would say this. You've got a young head coach who loves to push the envelope.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you have a young team with young, skilled position players. So when you push the envelope with young, inexperienced players in the NFL, at times it's going to bite you.
Oh, yeah.
But at times you're going to be rewarded for it as well.
Well, the highs and lows can be extreme.
Because it's not a lack of talent.
Yeah.
It's maybe a little lack of polish.
Yeah.
But if that all gets in sync and polished for the long run, well, then you've got the marriage that every quarterback who has played in Chicago since Sid freaking Luckman is hoping to have.
Yeah.
And that's actual synergy between the head coach, play caller, and quarterback.
I like that
They haven't
word.
had that forever.
Yeah. I like that word, synergy.
So they've got they can be had on defense, although I do like
They give up a ton of points.
Corners are okay.
But I think they lead the league in takeaways, so they turn you over.
Yep.
So, but you can score points.
You can definitely score points on them, and that was the case with the Packers a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was, well, they're leading in takeaways, plus minus is great, but man, like if they don't take it away, you will score on
I just want to get you, because we talked about the line, I just want to get your thoughts on J.J. McCarthy, you good? Vikings?
Look, I'm the one who said don't sleep on the Vikings.
You sure did.
I think.
Can I go to sleep now or no?
I think J.J. McCarthy is gritty.
Can't go to sleep?
I think he's gritty.
Can't go to sleep?
No, they're still. They haven't fumbled everything away yet.
Not yet?
Not everything away yet.
All right, let's get to the Giants then. Sorry.
Okay, so let's look at the Giants here. So this team is not very good on paper, right? They are 2-8. But let's look at what has happened here to the New York Giants.
Let's go.
They started the season with Russell Wilson at quarterback. Never meant to last any long duration of time, right? He was not going to be a season-long starter. They had some interesting rookies, and they also had second-year wide receiver in Malik Neighbors.
Correct.
So here's what has happened. Russell Wilson got benched in favor of Jackson Dart, who kind of
rightly so
helped lift this offense into a different spot. Now, it wasn't translating into wins, although he did have a couple. But by and large, this team has been losing more than it's been winning. He had an injury to one of their running backs, Tyrone Tracy. Insert Cam Scadaboo, one of the more entertaining names to say in all of the NFL. And he sort of takes on this New York persona. Scadaboo and Dart, and all of a sudden people are feeling the future of Giants football. Well, then Malik Neighbors goes out with a season-ending injury. Now Scadaboo's out with a long-term injury.
Could be career.
You've got Jackson Dart out for maybe another game because of a concussion. And now you're left with Devin Singletary. Tyrone Tracy's back, for better for worse.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Wan'Dale Robinson.
Is Jameis Winston still there?
He is, surprisingly. It's probably worth a start. I mean, Russell Wilson is just awful.
He's done.
He's just
I would
right
start Jameis if I were them. Just saying.
It's really not a bad idea.
Yeah.
This team is 2-8. They have fired their head coach. Injuries are part of the story here, but they just really weren't finding any consistency. Entertaining game against Dallas. They lost 40-37 in overtime. They've been in a couple of games. They beat the Chargers. That's a pretty good win. They did that at home.
Yeah.
Right, that's a good win. It took Denver down to the wire, but blown out by Philly. 10-point loss to San Francisco. Coughed up a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, the last half of the fourth quarter, in a loss to Chicago. You cannot be doing that. So this team is
they're not a very good
in
football
shambles
team.
right now.
It is. The problems that the Packers got to guard against, they need to put 40 up on them. They need to beat the team bad. They need to get right. This should be their get-right game. No matter who's the coach, who's out there playing. They're not a very good football team. They can't go out there just lallygagging around in New York. They gotta go there with a purpose to try to get this thing back on track.
Well, right. So if you look at on paper, sure, the Packers should win this game. I don't know if the lines are out yet, but the Packers should be favored by about a touchdown would be my guess. Still don't know who's going to start at quarterback. We'll figure that out throughout the course of the week. Jackson Dart can play. He's an interesting cat.
He's
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a reckless abandon about him where he'll just put his head down and run through things.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is washed. So if you're a Packers fan, you want to see Russell Wilson on the field.
You do, because he's going to throw you 4 or 5 picks. Jameis Winston's going to throw you 4 or 5 picks, too. Yeah, about 4 or 5. Well, you'll have a shot to get 4 or 5.
That could be true. Let Jameis rip it.
Yeah.
So not a very good football team, but you know what? The Packers, you could argue, are not playing good football either right now.
No, they're not.
Nothing guaranteed in this NFL.
No,
you know that.
No. And their defense, the Giants' defense, they're okay, not the greatest, but you could run the football on them.
When your offense can't get anything done.
Yeah. But the defense is on the field a lot.
The defense to just get out there and do it again, right?
Yeah.
To the point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
So you have compounding issues here with injuries to the Giants. Packers are not the healthiest team either.
No, they're not.
The practice week will sort of dictate what direction they go on the offensive line, but we do know this. Elton Jenkins is done.
Yeah,
so the shuffling on the offensive line must continue out of necessity.
Which is never good.
And it was in a weird spot prior to the Elton Jenkins injury. So this will be a shortened practice week for the Packers. A little beat up coming out of that Philadelphia game, as you might expect. And really, it's kind of a race to Thanksgiving. Get through that game, get yourself an extended break for the final,
The good thing about
season.
that, Greg, is that you get your offensive line, everybody get into a spot.
That's true.
We're not dilly-dallying around here. Who's your guard? Who's your center? Let's go. Because you only have so many numbers at this point, so you got to get this thing figured out.
So this is where it starts for the Green Bay Packers, right? The return to being thought of as a power in the East.
It's this game.
Potential division-winning team, playoff team. You can do more damage than good, however. You beat the Giants. Well, you should have beat the Giants. You lose to the Giants. Well, now it feels like your season's falling apart.
Yeah, once again. And then the seat gets a little hot for Matt. They blow this one.
Like a mid-season look out?
Yeah. It gets a little warm if you blows
5-4-1 is not where this Packers team wants to be, that's for sure.
Against the dreads of the league. Because that will be what? Cleveland? Carolina and Giants if they were not good. Not good.
Like I said, you can excuse the loss to Philadelphia if you don't lose to Carolina and Cleveland. You can excuse the loss. Probably didn't feel good, but you can excuse it. And now we look at it under a different sort of lens. Out of time here from Potawatomi Sportsbook. Always have a great time here. Thanks to the folks who host us each and every week. Thanks to Gary Ellerson, our producer Chris Larson, for being here. Thank you to all of our veterans, including my father, who's sitting next to us and enjoyed a patty melt during tonight's proceedings of the program, and all of us who have served to help protect our freedoms here in the country. Enjoy the rest of your night on ESPN Wisconsin. Remember, short week here for the Packers, and it's off to New Jersey, technically, to take on the Giants on Sunday afternoon. A noon kickoff. You can hear Green Bay Game Day right here on ESPN Wisconsin. Enjoy the rest of your night on 94.5 ESPN.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino.